to Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, I believe it is. It is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, at least, I don't know about all parts of the world, but here in the U.S. anyway, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We are here. We're live. We're here to hang out for a while. Talk about, well, workshop stuff. Whatever's going on in your world. Hope you guys are all doing amazing this morning. It is going to be a fun one, like it always is. I always enjoy these lives and look forward to hanging out with all of you guys. A little bit crooked here. I think it's not too bad. So what are you guys up to this fine morning? We're off to a little bit of a chilly start this morning, but overall, not all that bad. Let's see here. Neptunes is here. What's up, brother? Neptune says, hey, Jeff. What's going on, man? Mike's here. Mike, good morning. Mike says, good morning. Good morning, Mike. How are things going in your world? Right on, guys. Dastardly Dave. What up? What up? Dave says, sup all. Sup, Dave? Right on. Awesome, awesome. Hair Dude's here. Nice. What's up, everyone? Scott's here. Says working, but it was 19 degrees here in Northern Virginia this morning. Woo, that's getting down there. Ours isn't too bad. I think we're like mid 30s right now, but the wind is chilly. It's chilly. We got some sort of snowy, possibly coldness coming in today, but tomorrow's supposed to be like back up to the 50s and maybe 60s by Friday. I don't know what it's supposed to do. Crazy weather. Let's see. Scott says working. Oh yeah, 19 degrees. I just read that. Neptunes, hello everyone. Mike says working on a window casing today. Awesome. Cool. I am working on. Well, I can't really show you guys too much, but I'm working on putting shiny stuff on bass guitar parts. If you guys have been following along with the bass guitar build, I am in the clear coating stages, and, well, at the moment, I can't really share it with you guys on here because the customer kind of follows along on the YouTubes, but if you guys follow me on the other platforms, you'll see it. I can't really show you too much. Just a look, just a quick whew. I got clear coat on there. I had some weird issues with bubbling. The top, thankfully the top stayed nice and flat. It looks really awesome. But the back kind of bubbled. I don't know why. So I'm in the process of sanding that down, and I'm going to reshoot the back and the sides probably this afternoon. So that's where I'm at on that. And I would like to show you guys that right now, but I can't. So follow along on like the Instagram or the old Facebook or something like that, and you'll see some behind the scenes photos of what I'm working on for that bass guitar. The neck is already finished. It's sitting in the house. It's curing, and like I said, this one I'm going to sand it down, reshoot the clear on the back and sides, and maybe add a couple more. I keep looking at it. Stop looking at it because I'm looking away from you guys. I want to add a few more coats probably to the top, and then that thing can hang up for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then we'll buff it out. So let's see. Mr. Doughboy says Jeff, what's up, man? Neptune says cool, understandable. Yeah, it's I've been sharing a lot of the process for this in video form along the way, but now that it's getting close to having the dye and the finish and everything applied, I'm kind of keeping that under wraps because I know that the customer kind of wants to see it at the end. So I'm still going to release a video on doing the finish and everything, but that is going to be probably after the guitar has been delivered now, just for that exact reason. So I'm going to wait till the customer has everything in their hand, and then I'll release the rest of it. So just so you guys kind of know where I'm at on that build. we'll see what happens. Uriel says, how's clear coating going for you in this cold weather? It's actually not going too bad. I do warm it up in the shop here. I try to get it as warm as I possibly can. Well, not as possible, but I get it up to around 70 degrees at least in here. That way the finish isn't too cold. I've been taking the body inside at night so that it can hang up in the warm, in the house where it's kind of warm. Then I bring it out here in the morning if I'm going to spray, and I'll let it sit out here while the heat's running. That way it can have time to come to temperature and everything is the same temperature. And once I get it up here around that 70 degree mark, then I'll start spraying. And really it hasn't been too bad, like I said, except for the weird bubbling that I got yesterday. I really don't know why. The piece had been grain filled and it has several coats of sanding sealer on there, but for some reason the back and the sides bubbled. I don't know why. I'm not too concerned. Yes, it's a drag that I got to sand it back down, but I'm super happy that the top did not bubble, because that would have really been bad. But overall, it's going too bad. And like I said, I try to regulate as careful as I can the temperature in here so that I don't have too many issues. But so far so good, really. I mean, if it was, I don't know, 5-10 degrees outside, I probably would have a hard time getting the temperature up in here. But it's been 20, 30, 40 degrees. I really don't have any issue getting it warm enough at the moment. TPC says, Jeff can't stay. Stop by to wish you, Gina and Haley, all the great Americans here a happy Thanksgiving and a great week to everyone else. On my way to start prepping turkeys for the shelter. Right on, man. Well, thanks for stopping by, and happy Thanksgiving to you, and happy Thanksgiving to all the rest of you guys as well. Here in the U.S. anyway. I don't know about all other areas, so if you're living in another country, let me know. Do you guys have Thanksgiving? I'm pretty sure that's a U.S. type deal, but we have Thanksgiving tomorrow, so I want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Giovanni's here. Giovanni says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Giovanni. Good morning, Giovanni, here, but how's it going, my friend? Let's see. Rage Quit. Easy O Guitars sends salutations and goodwill. Thank you, my friend. I wish you all the best as well. Neptune says, customer should always get to see the completed item first. Yeah. And I kind of went back and forth on that, but really talking to the customer, kind of wanted to see if a few parts didn't want to have the surprise blown. So I said, you know what? It's fine. We'll make it work. There's like a bird or something that keeps flying back and forth out this window. Element Zero Guitars says, hey dude, Guitar Builders podcast is coming back. You should hang out with us on stream sometime. I should. When did you have a day? Do you have a certain day that you typically stream on? Let me know. Neptunes, happy Thanksgiving to you too, TPC. Uriel says, what product are you using to clear coat? I don't have it out here because I am using Bright Tone by the Crystalac company. It's if you're not familiar with it, it's a water-based high solids clear. It's one of the things that I really like about it, other than it's water-based and it's pretty easy to clean up. It's like crystal clear. It has no amber tinting to it. It has no other coloration, which to me that's a really important factor when I'm doing an instrument that has like a dyed finish. So most of you guys have seen the dye on this in its sort of rough stage. Anytime I'm coloring anything, whether it's like the Great Guitar Build Off or any of the other ones I've done, it's really important for me when I apply the top coat I don't want any yellowing finish in there because I've already applied the color exactly how I want to see it in my eye. So when I apply the top coat, I want one that's nice and clear, doesn't color it, and the bright tone is definitely one of them. There are several, actually quite a few different finishes that are non-yellowing, but that's just one of them, and I've had great results with it. It's worked really well for me, and yeah, that's what I'm using for this one. Oh, and it buffs up really shiny too. You do have to let it cure for a fair bit of time. That would be one. I don't even know if I want to call it a downside, really. You've got to let it sit for quite a while to cure. So depending on, if you can deal with that or not. But that's what I'm using for this one. Crystal-Lac Bright Tone. Gina's here. Gina says, hey all. Hey all. Element Zero. Turkey Day is coming. Yes, Turkey Day is coming. Tomorrow's Turkey Day. Happy Turkey Day. I'd like to say Happy Ham Day, honestly, because I'm not a turkey fan. I don't know. Call me weird, but I don't need that turkey. Neptune says, hello, Gina. Element Zero says we should be ramping back up in mid-December. Okay. Nice. Spike Frugal Fixer Guitars. Hey, my man. I built the neck shaper you built. Have not used it yet, but about to on a Melody Maker acoustic. Awesome. Nice. I've been planning out a couple modifications I want to try on mine. I'm going to get this bass done first before I kind of revisit that. Watch and Learn says, hello, Jeff. Thanks for being live today. Well, thank you, my friend. Thanks for tuning in to the live today. Yeah, just, Wednesday happened to be live day, and ta-da! Happy Thanksgiving. Look at that bird. It's like birds. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on. Was it like the, what's that movie? The Birds? Maybe that's it. The Birds. Is that a, like, old-time cheesy horror movie or something? Anyway, Uriel says, I used Bright Tone for a while. I've had the bubble problem with it as well. Interesting. It says, caused by heat, only fix is in recoating. Never could get good results with it. I switched to nitro. Interesting. And thinking about that heat issue, honestly, I was wondering if I had the heat blowing on it. I didn't honestly pay attention when I had that problem. If the heat was blowing on it, if that was causing it to bubble. I don't know. This is the very first time that I've ever had an issue like this. I'm gonna sand it off and recoat, like you said. But I've gotten really good results with it. Quite a few times. I don't know how many guitars I've done with this. 5, 6. I don't remember exactly. But I've never ever encountered this bubble thing. So, like you said, I'm just gonna sand it off, reshoot it, and count my blessings that it did not do that on the top. The top stayed nice and flat. A couple little, dust nibs or that sort of thing, but the bubbling was only on the sides and the back, which is, the majority of the guitar. But yeah. There's some other ones out there on the market that I kind of wouldn't mind trying. But so far, I have zero complaints with this, except the drying time. Euro says, lots of people get good results with Bright Tone, though, just my experience. No, that's totally, everybody has different experiences, man. It's, you are entitled to your experiences. And I am, actually, it makes me feel a little bit better, sort of, that you said you've had trouble with the bubbles as well. I don't know. I gotta be able to show you these bubbles without. Let me see if I can find an area here that's bubbly without giving everything else away. Let's see. I've already started sanding on the back. I can't find a good... There, you can kind of see those bubbles? Look at that. And it like blistered. It blistered all the way up. It blistered all the way across the back. See, I've still got some wonky stuff here. I'm trying to not show you the top, honestly, so bear with me, guys. See, that's the kind of stuff that I ran into, and it was like instant. I sprayed it on, and it just... And I applied another coat over top of that, thinking that maybe, you know, it would burn into that layer and like pop the bubbles, but it didn't. Alrighty here, let's see. Neptune says, I have a coworker that has a couple electric guitars. One is having crackling issues with the sound. I'm thinking dirty pots or switch. The other has a broken nut. Yeah, if it's crackling, probably is dirty pots. You get some good contact cleaner, that sort of thing in there. Spray that sucker out. Usually that'll take care of it. Element Zero says, that's the one thing I like about lacquer. When it gets squirrely, you hit it with a Prevail sprayer armed with thinner, and it fixes 90% of issues. You know, I wonder what would have happened if if you spray this with water. Like when I sprayed it on there, you know, I'm using a good, halfway decent HVLP sprayer. I'm thinking out loud with me here, guys. So if you guys have any experience with this, let me know. So if I was spraying that on there and I saw it bubble up, what if I took a spray bottle? Have you guys ever tried this? Sprayed with or filled with water. I wonder if that would have... Huh. I wonder what that would do. Interesting. Let's see. Spike says, doing a route out acoustic from solid sycamore, gluing two halves together. Oh man, that sounds cool. Doing a route out acoustic. So I'm guessing you have the two halves. You're routing the center, and then you're gonna boop sandwich that sucker together. That sounds cool. Kind of a not an acoustic. What's the like a thin line, like a hollow body kind of thing. That sounds awesome. Neptune says he is going to give me the one with the broken nut to fix the other. I know more about electronics. Fix both of them, and then you got a guitar. That's awesome. Uriel says heat blowing on it definitely causes bubble. That's exactly how it happened to me. Well, see, that's probably exactly what happened. And I did not even think about it at the time. You know, until after I saw a bubble, and then by then it was too late. So live and learn, right? Now I know that I will get everything heated up in here, and then I will shut the heat off completely. I was running the heat to try to maintain the temperature because as when I'm done spraying, I'm exiting. You know, let everything sit. So opening the door, closing the door. I think what I will do is when I'm ready to spray, I'll shut it off completely, do my spraying, then I'll light it back up. You know, fire the heat back up, and then I'll exit the building. But I might try it out. Let's see. Oh, I'm getting caught back up here. I got behind. Got behind. Cream Earl! Yo, what's up? What's going on? Spike says temperature. Yeah, it's probably. Element Zero says, I wonder if that's a reaction to your sealer. It could be. It is a different sealer than I've used in the past. So, I'm not sure. It could be. Really. I've not used this sealer with this finish before. It is a water-based sealer, and it's a water-based finish. I didn't anticipate there being any incompatibility, but it's 100% possible. It really is. Uriel says Diamond Vogel is a good water-based finish you can try, and Centurion. I've heard about the Centurion. I believe Chris over at Highline Guitars been talking quite a bit about the Centurion. Element Zero, true story. I fixed a lot of lacquer mishaps that way. Rage says lacquer's good. Creeberl. Oh, so Spike, you here? What's up, man? Alexander James May. Hello. What is going on, man? Spike says, yup, I'm here. Uriel says, I prefer lacquer. Definitely never had any issues with it. If one has the means to safely spray it, it's the way to go. I keep thinking that, honestly. I was talking with my dad the other day. We'll get caught up on these comments here. But I was talking with my dad the other day about spraying and how, I was getting ready to spray this guitar, but I wasn't looking forward to the long dry time. You got to wait so long for it to cure before you can buff and polish it. And really, he's like, well, why are you using it then? Like, why use a product like that holds you up in your production? Why not switch to something, like an automotive kind of clear or something along those lines? And I had to think about that for a few minutes because I didn't have a good answer for him. Really, I'm like, I don't know. Why am I? You can clear coat a car, and in a couple days, really, you can wet sand and buff and be done with it. And or maybe even less than that, depending on your environment and the setup and the certain products that you use. So I kind of got to, I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, I like the water-based stuff, but why go through all the hassle when it takes you, 2 weeks or so, maybe even more, to be able to finish it up? Why not switch? So kind of got my gears going, and I might do some experimenting with, some non-water-based stuff, just a bit of speed up the process, really. So I don't know. We'll see. Because that part is kind of a drag, having to wait. I don't like that. But anyway. Element Zero says, I've been sourcing some Vermont-grown black walnut. 10 out of 10. Loving the smell of my workspace right now. Oh, walnut smells so good. Creeper, how are you doing? I'm doing good, man. How are you doing? How are things going in your world? Hope you're having an awesome week. Spike says, hey, Creeper. Alexander says, thank you so much. Because of everything I've learned on this channel, I'll soon be starting on my own guitar. Thank you a lot. Man, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm so excited that you'll be able to get started on your first guitar. That is so cool. And if you run into, any issues, let us know. We'll, I think everybody on here will be more than happy to try to jump in and help you out and get you through whatever the issue is. But that's awesome. Let's see here. Better. Trying to catch up. I think I missed. There's some. I missed a couple comments in there that are not there anymore. So never mind. We're good. We're good. I got lost there for a second. Let's see. Alexander says, "Is basswood, maple, rosewood a good choice for a salad body?" I don't see why not. I think for a salad body, you can pretty much use, whatever you want, whatever sounds interesting to you. I've seen some combinations of stuff that, that some people think are not standard, if that's even the right word. There's not really a standard as far as I'm concerned. So basswood, basswood body, and probably a maple top, rosewood fretboard. Maybe that's what I'm guessing. It sounds perfect to me. Kribble says, Spike, wish you the best, bud. Yeah, that's. Sorry, guys. There was a couple comments up there I didn't catch, so I'm not sure what the what that conversation was there. They've been retracted. Anyway, onward we go. Spike says, thanks, brother. Wish you the best, Spike. Sorry, my apologies. I don't know what. I missed something there. Uriel says, also make sure it's not fisheye from contamination. Crystal-Lac surface conditioner remedied that issue for me. The surface conditioner? What is that? I've used their... So I used... Here, my process for filling the mahogany was, of course, sanded the mahogany, sanded it to 600 grit, applied several coats of Crystal-Lac grain filler. Then I sprayed on several coats of sanding sealer, not Crystal-Lac brand. The Crystal-Lac brand that I've used for their sanding sealer, as well as an alternative that they have, it has that yellowing look to it. So I used a different brand and then sprayed the bright tone on top of that. So, I mean, it's possible that it's contamination. It's possible that it was heat. My thought is that it's heat, honestly, because the sanding sealer is on the top. The whole guitar is sprayed in sanding sealer. Top, back, sides, everything. And the top did not bubble at all. But I think I had that facing away from the heat. I don't know why else it would have. Anyway. Element Zero. Yeah, lacquer does take a long time to cure. It's the only thing I hate about it. Yeah. Spike says, Creeper, you see the Melody Maker template build yesterday. Watch and learn. Whatever you do, don't use pre-cat lacquer. I'm not planning on it. Gina says, I'm using the cast iron pan for eggs. It's definitely way better. It works great. Creeper says, I'm mentally preparing for work. I have to install some lighting on a cold, rainy roof. Oh, boy. Be careful up there. I don't want any reports of slipping and falling off of a cold, rainy roof. So Creeper, be careful. Be careful. Tie yourself off or something. No, seriously, don't fall off the roof. Alexander says, thank you a billion times. Thank you a trillion times. Alexander says, wishing you luck, Creeper. Spike says, Creeper knows about my cancer. Was just asking to start a clock. Oh, my friend. No, you are good, my friend. I didn't see, I didn't miss, or I didn't catch whatever was up there. So my apologies for not being up to speed on everything here. Yeah, so I wish you the best, my friend. You got this. No worries. No worry to clog. Feel free. This is an open conversation, guys. So as long as we keep it family friendly, have at it. So Spike, best of luck, wishes, best wishes to you. Neptune says, I'll take some eggs, Gina. Creeper says, have a great stream. I'm heading over to work. Right on, my friend. Be safe up there on that slippery roof. Alexander says, wish you the best, Spike. You will beat it. Yeah, buddy. You will. Uriel says, the surface conditioner is just a product mat for wiping down the surface after sanding or general cleaning between coats. When I use naphtha on the surface to clean, it causes fish eyes. I don't think I would use naphtha on water-based finish. It just something sounds weird to me. I think I would use like a damp cloth just to wipe all the dust and everything off. I wouldn't. I would be very hesitant to wipe down a water-based finish with anything that's not water-based. I don't know. That's just the way my brain works. I wouldn't want to risk having any sort of contaminants on the surface once you've started. I don't wipe it down with anything. I don't use acetone. I don't use anything to wipe it down other than, like I said, I've used damp rags, air. I wonder if when I blew that off, I wonder if I had any contaminants in the airline. It's not on the top though. It can't be. But yeah, there's something to me that I really try to keep. If I'm using a water-based, I try to keep everything water-based, and I don't try to mix any sort of cleaners, anything, to try to get any of that contaminants. But you never know, really. I mean, you don't know what's in your air, what's in the environment that's landing on it. I don't know. Uriel says, Gina says, come on over. For eggs. Uriel says, I use Seagraves, formerly McFadden lacquer now. I let it cure for 10 to 14 days, usually before it's ready to buff. Definitely comparable to other products. Yeah, 10 to 14 days is right on par with what I am for this bright tone. That's about what I wait. Good 2 weeks. Neptune's, crud, my cat just stepped on the keyboard and started the stream over. Watch and Learn says, if you use vinyl sealer under lacquer, it tends to fill the grain better. Yes. I've heard that. What's that vinyl sealer? There's one that I can't think of the name of. I basically use... I have a similar process, but it's all with water-based. I don't use a vinyl sealer, but I use a water-based sanding sealer underneath everything. I don't know. We'll see if I switch to a lacquer or some other product. I'm thinking I want to experiment with some automotive products, honestly, because I know that you can get that clear coat done in no time. But I got to play around with it. It's a lot less. The part that I don't like is how potent a lot of the chemicals are, and I grew up around that kind of stuff. But I keep thinking about that kind of stuff in my little space, and I'm not super excited about it. But to eliminate that that long cure time. It might be worth it, so I might do some experimenting. Spike says, have you used any, I can't believe it's not lacquer products, I did on my GGBO 2021. Spike, I have not. I've not used any of them. I know they have I think it's them, right? That has the UV sanding sealer. That sounds interesting. I don't know. Maybe some of that I ought to try too. Some of the UV curable stuff. Yeah, I don't have any experience with that, so I know Chris again at Highline Guitars. He has a lot of luck with those things, and has used quite a few products. So he would say, I would say he'd be a good resource for some of that stuff. Uriel, Mohawk Easy Vinyl Sealer is what I use. You're right, it's awesome. Now, can you use that under a water-based finish? Can you use a vinyl sealer? I don't know. I've not used a vinyl sealer specifically. I do know that the sanding sealer that I used on this guitar was fairly thick. I ended up having to thin it a lot more than the manufacturer said. The manufacturer says spray it right out of, a spray gun, undiluted. But I put on the first coat, and 2 coats actually, and it seemed like it was so thick it wouldn't lay out. So I thinned it about 25%, and from there, I got way better results that way. So, but it seemed to like fill in. I didn't have a whole lot of grain to fill anyway because I had already done grain filler, but it seemed to work really good. Spike says Chris uses them some. I use the UV. Might have to try that. I really might. I'm not discouraged with for my process right now. I'm fairly comfortable. Although the only thing I'm a little bit disgusted with is this whole bubbling thing. I really think, guys, that it comes down to the heat. The way I had everything set up at the time, I really think that's what happened. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna, as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna finish sanding this down and crank the heat back up. Actually, it's probably not bad in here. I've had the heat going for an hour and a half in here. Oh yeah, we're mid 60s in here, so it'll be around 70 pretty quick, and I'll probably be able to spray this if I can get this sanded in time. I'm pretty happy overall with the products and my processes. Like I said, it's just this bubbling thing that I've not experienced before. You can even see it a little bit on the control. If I can get this in the right light. You know, it's hard to see the bubbles. It's okay. We'll make them go away. Not worried. I'm just happy, like I said 100 times, that the top is unaffected by the bubbles. That would have been, well, I probably would have had to start over. I was thinking about that. I almost think that I would have had to sanded that top completely down, or re-dyed it, sealed it, everything. But yeah, so far so good. Uriel says, I've used a vinyl sealer under Bright Tone. It worked great. I thin it 50-50 and it sprays well. As long as it's dry, it'll work under Bright Tone. Bam. Good to know. I'm always hesitant. You know, I've not used every product on the market. There's so many products, you know, that it's hard to know what works with what. The only thing I try to do is if I'm starting with a water base, I try to do everything water base in between. And that's really because I honestly don't know what you can mix together with other stuff. And you know, I don't want to, there's so many products, I don't know what goes, you know, if you use a water base grain filler and then some sort of an oil or solvent based sealer and then water based top coat, it gets really weird. You know, if you're going all solvent based, like say painting a car, I don't know, you're going to use a base clear type system on a car. It just works, right? You're doing solvent based. Now I know there's water based automotive finishes, but you know, I shouldn't even be going into that because I'm so behind on my automotive finishes. You know, it's been 20 years since I've sprayed any sort of car. I just like water base to water base and solvent base to solvent base, and I don't know what you can mix. Anyway, let's move on. Uriel says, sorry, 50-50, 2 parts vinyl, 1 part thinner. Gotcha. So, 75. I know what you mean. Alexander, what are some pickups you really like? I'm currently really into Burns Trisonics and Filtertrons. Well, I'm thinking. Honestly, the ones... Okay, so I'm going to preface this with some of like my musical preferences. I typically play like rock, metal, you know, that sort of thing. So heavier distortion, overdrives, that sort of thing. That's where my personal preferences lie. You know, I don't do that. Those are my genres, all right. So the heavier stuff, the dirtier stuff, the grittier stuff. So just to get that out of the way, I know not everybody has the same preferences. So therefore, when somebody says their preference for a pickup is X, someone else's maybe is not going to be X. It's going to be Y, or it's going to be Z, or it's going to be, we all have different preferences. So I want to get that out of the way and say that my ear likes, although they don't work very well anymore from too many loud sessions, but I like the heavier tones, the dirtier, grittier stuff. So that being said, the pickups that I currently like the most are I like the Seymour Duncan Distortion set. I like the Seymour Duncan Invaders. I like the Invaders a little bit more than the Distortion sets, and I can't remember the numbers. Is SD1s? Is that the Distortion? I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. But I like the Invaders a lot. But also, I've really come to like the bare knuckle nail bomb pickups. Now, the biggest downfall of the bare knuckle pickups is they are expensive for a set of pickups. But I really like the sound of them. I have a set of those in the cherry Dorian that I made about the same time as I was doing the Great Guitar Build Off this past summer. Really like those. So that would probably be the can't even think. Bare knuckle nail bombs and Seymour Duncan Invaders. Those would probably be my top two at the moment. Now, that being said, there's a bazillion other ones that I have that sound good, but those two, I would add in the Seymour Duncan Distortion set as well, really, because I really like those. They're not. I'd say the Seymour Duncan Distortion set is fairly close to the Invader. Maybe it's just a teensy bit less hot, but still has a good crunch. It has a good clean sound. But those would be my three choices at the moment. And that's, I know there's bazillions of other makers out there, pickup brands and stuff, but those are the three right now that I really like. And I'm always open to trying other brands and other suggestions. But it's kind of hard for me to find one that I like because, well, I mean, you can't buy every single set and try them. Although I would like to. What I would really like to find is a good hand-wound set that has the tonal characteristics that I really like, and it's really kind of hard to do. So far, what I've had several handmade sets from different makers. They're not hot enough for me. I've got a set from I'm not throwing names out here or anything. I got a set that a buddy out in California wound me, and they're paid a pretty decent price for them too. The clarity is unreal. Like, they are super clear and crisp in the clean. In the clean sounds. But when you go to an overdrive or a distortion, they don't break up, and that really bugged me because I had high hopes, especially when I heard how clear these things were. And I'm not saying they're a bad pickup; they're definitely not a bad pickup at all. They just didn't have they just didn't break up like I want a pickup to break up. And I've had that with a couple different makers. Nice and clear, crisp, clean. But I can't get them to break up the way I want. that I've found with these other brands. So if you guys have any good recommendations for someone who maybe can wind a pickup like that, go ahead and leave them over here. Like I said, I'm open to suggestions. I've also been talking about P90s. I've never tried a set of P90s. So I've been talking a little bit here and there with the local guy who makes P90s, and maybe trying some P90s for something. Make some sort of a hot set of P90s. I don't know. Spike says, I need pucks for my Melody Maker neck for the neck jig. 2. You have the PDF. Ooh, for a Melody Maker neck, I do not. I do not. Send me an email, Spike, to homebuiltshop@gmail. Send me an email over there. I can maybe send you what I have, which is not as much as I'll see if we can. You email me, we'll go from there. Alexander says, I'm going to check them out later. Yeah, have a look. If you guys are interested in... Ooh, a little bit of stuttering. If you guys are interested in... there's another set. The Seymour Duncan Nazgul and Sentient set. I've only tried them one time, and it's in my Great Guitar Build-Off build. Head on over to... Well, you can get it on the YouTube channel. You can... the sound demo. And you can hear a little bit what those sound like. Now, it's hard to capture sounds on a video, but yeah, you could check it out. Yeah. Alexander says your facial expressions remind me a bit of Roger Daltrey. Yeah, well, I mean, nothing wrong with that, I guess. Neptune says, why not reach out to all the pickup manufacturers you want and ask if you can get some for doing reviews for YouTube channel? I mean, it could. That sounds like that'd be a lot. Test them all out. That'd actually be kind of fun. I don't have time to email everybody though. Who wants to email a bunch of pickup manufacturers for me? Somebody? Nobody? Raise your hand. Guys, really quick though, while I'm thinking of that, if you guys are enjoying this stream, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And yeah, it's been a good one so far. I like it. Hit that thumbs up though. I appreciate that. It supposedly everybody says, you know, that the thumbs up tells YouTube that it's good and helps promote things, and I don't know. But I appreciate it. Spike says, long-time channel watcher, first-time live. Thanks. Well, thanks to you, Spike. If you're unfamiliar, I do these... Well, I do a live every single week, but I alternate. So every 2 weeks on YouTube, and the other weeks are over on Facebook. I do a live over there as well. Same time, 9 a.m. Mountain Time on Wednesdays. So I have a live every single week. It's just a matter of where are we this week. So every other week, YouTube, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook. We switch back and forth just to catch everybody. Grandpa Graybeard says, "What's your favorite band?" Man, I've got quite a few. I'm kind of an old school grunge guy, so Nirvana's going to be up there at the top of the list. Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, you know, from back in the day. Honestly, I don't have any current bands right now that I'm really listening to a whole lot. I'm a big fan of Nonpoint. Who else? Cold. You don't hear too much of them anymore, but they're still out and about doing stuff. Those would probably be some of my more favorite bands. Yeah, Nirvana, STP, Cold, Nonpoint. Trying to think, who else? I don't listen much to the radio anymore because I don't know. Nothing's really caught my ear recently, and I don't know. But that's it for now, I think. Neptune says, I'll do it. Give me their names. Give me their names. I might shoot you a list. Spike says, maybe your pickups need a different cap to break up like you want. I have tried a few different caps. I probably have some room to do some more experimenting, though. I do have a guitar that I've wired with. It's got a, what is that? A 5 position. It's got all kinds of goofy stuff in there. I've got one that has like a little mini switch, like a three position mini switch. So it's got the regular, I don't know, I think it's got a 047 regular, sort of a standard kind of tone cap. But I've also then wired in a mini switch that also has 2 other tone caps in there. So I'm trying to remember how it's wired. I did this quite a while ago, but I wanted to experiment with some different values of caps. So I've wired it so you have, I think it's the middle position is standard, your kind of standard tone cap wiring. But when you switch it one way, it goes to forward or back, either one. There's 2 different values of caps in there that you can select in and out, just so I could play around with it. And I didn't like it. Now that could be because I don't have the right value in there. Maybe I need to switch around with them some more. But I did try to do a little bit of experimenting with different value tone caps just to see, if it'd make any difference. And for the ones that I tested, I didn't have a whole lot of luck. That doesn't mean that's not the case, though. I think your comment could be correct, and I may need to do a little bit more testing on that. Patty's here. Patty says, "Hiya, Jeff. What is up, my friend? How's that new tractor going for you? Yeah. How's things going over there? You guys doing good? Staying warm? Keeping busy?" Neptune's got the website thrown up there. We got merch thrown up there. Right on. Neptune's, thank you. Thank you so much. Neptune's throwing up the links, helping out with some admin stuff. Bam. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that. Sean says, "Darn, got here late. Hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Awesome community. The presenter is pretty top-notch, too." Well, thanks for tuning in, Sean. Who are you watching as a presenter? Is he like standing behind me or something? I don't see him. Oh, no. Thanks a lot, man. I really do appreciate that. And sometimes I don't quite feel like I'm qualified to be the presenter, but but you guys tune in, and I'm really thankful. Thankful for you guys for taking the time all over the world to hang out with me. Just some dude in his little workshop, and it's awesome. Gina says, "Don't forget Deftones." Oh yeah, Deftones. That's another really big one. A really big one. Throttle Power. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, Jeff. Always at work during your lives, but off today. Uh-oh, I thought it was frozen up there for a second. Right on. That's awesome. Thanks, Throttle Power. Appreciate it. I'm glad you're able to tune in. And I know that, I do these lives when it's kind of easier for me to do this time, but I do know, guys, that we all have lives, right? Everybody's got jobs and work and other commitments and things, and not everybody can make it at the time that works best for me. But thank you. I really do appreciate when you guys can tune in, and some of you guys can make it more often than others, and I totally understand that. So if you're not able to catch one, please don't worry. I do appreciate when you're able to. I do have a little bit of flexibility, so if there's a time that works better for you guys, I could maybe adjust these. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. Tuning in with me. Some dude in a shed. Sean says, "Who are a few of your favorite guitar players?" I'm a big Randy Rhoads, Zach Wild fan. Oh boy. That's a hard one. honestly, for me. I was never, honestly, I was never into, the Guitar Hero guys. You know what I mean? I totally respect and appreciate all of those guys that have come before all of us, right? Um, but my influences were a little bit different. I am not a solo player, and I'm trying to be really careful because I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm really not. I appreciate and respect all guitar players, no matter the genre. But the ones that speak to me, if that makes any sense, are the guys like Stephen Carpenter. I can't remember his name now. Yeah, Stephen Carpenter. Anyway, like from the Deftones, who uses effects to their fullest. It's not necessarily so much about you know, uh, the the playing stuff, but I like effects and I like layering sounds. But he's one who does a lot of that. Um, of course, Kurt Cobain, Nirvana, just the the craziness that he would bring out of the guitar was kind of was very influential for me because that was right about the time that I really started playing guitar. When I first heard Nirvana was probably 92. Was in a buddy's car and he had the cassette tape in there, and he just kind of had it playing, and I think we were going to the store or something like that. And I'm like, man, who is this? I hadn't heard of him yet. And he's like, oh, it's this band called Nirvana, blah, blah, blah. And, I looked at he handed me the cassette thingy, the case. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I was like blown away, just, 5 minutes or whatever, riding to the store with a buddy. And that kind of kicked off the whole thing. Really got me into not only the band and that style of music, but also it really got me into playing. And some of the first songs that I learned how to play were some Nirvana songs and that sort of thing. So I would probably say, Kurt Cobain, Stephen Carpenter, would probably be the two that mainly come to mind right now. I'm sure I could come up with more. Like Zakk Wylde, Hendrix, all those sort of things. Those guys, those greats, guitar greats. I really appreciate and respect what they all have brought to to playing guitar. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Chaos! Christopher Chaos is here. Chaos says, hey, what's up, man? What's going on, Chaos? What are you up to this fine day? Let's see. Spike says, we'll drop you an email about pucks. Thanks a lot. We'll try to catch you more often. Facebook. Yeah, Facebook next week. 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So do the calculations depending on where you are in the world. But Sean says, just be you. I enjoy the real conversations versus the production live shows. Thanks, Sean. And that is my entire goal for these whole things. Sometimes we do we'll answer a bunch of questions, that maybe somebody has about things. Sometimes we'll talk about a wide array of stuff, like today, from guitar finishing to music influences and pickups and that sort of thing. And that's what I want. I want everybody to be able to come in here and just throw a question out there about, whatever. And we can, we can chat about that, and really everybody's cool with it. Sometimes we answer a lot more questions than other times. Sometimes we go in depth on things, and that's exactly what I want. I just want it to be an open conversation between a whole bunch of friends who, as if we were sitting around the coffee shop or sitting around the living room, just hanging out, visiting with each other. And that's exactly what I want for these lives. Just a time for us to all hang out, answer questions, chit chat, You know, no matter the topic, as long as we all keep it, you know, family friendly, totally fine with it, or at least mostly family friendly, because you know. Let's see. Chaos says 2 a.m. live stream. It depends on where you are. Right now, it's like 2 a.m. in Australia. Harry Dude is here with, you know, streaming from Australia. It's like 2 a.m. Sean says, you like what you like? No wrong answers. See, you know, and that is the way everybody, I wish everybody looked at things. I really do. You know, people get really wrapped up into what they like, and they forget that other people have different opinions. Especially when you start putting stuff like that online. You know what I mean? It's like when you try to voice your opinion, but it's online. Suddenly, your opinion is different than everybody else's, so you're wrong. No, and Sean, that's exactly how I wish everybody would approach things. Spike says it's cold here this morning in SC. Normally I'd be in the shop at this time building gold prospecting equipment to pay for guitars. Oh, dude, really? That's awesome. I thought about building like a small sluice box at some point. We've done a little bit of, you know, just some gold panning, you know, up in the mountains and some of the streams and stuff, but a little sluice would be kind of fun. Wow, I got behind here. Let's get caught up. Paul says, +1 for Nirvana. Unplugged in New York was the reason I picked up a guitar. Man, that was an awesome performance. I honestly remember watching that live when it aired, and it was fantastic. Patty says, I'd like to wish you all a great Thanksgiving weekend, guys, from this side of the Irish Sea. Yep. Tractor bedding in nicely, still clearing out fallen trees and fencing from the storms. Well, thanks, Patty, for the Thanksgiving wishes. Yep, we have Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm glad that the new tractor is working out nicely. Sean says there's a video of Zakk Wylde playing Black Sabbath on a Hello Kitty guitar. Funniest thing ever. I have seen that, and it is hilarious. Yep, it is funny. There's another one too. Someone else, maybe it was him. Has he done a couple? But yeah, I have seen that. It's great. Spike says, my favorite guitar player, Toy Caldwell, can't argue with Can't You See and Thunder Thumb. I'll have to look him up. Neptune says, you too, Patty. Edad, what's up? What's up? Edad says, blown away the very first time I heard Stevie Ray, but I'm very old school. So my all-time fave is Jimmy Page. Have a wonderful Turkey Day. Tons to be thankful for. Yes, my friend, so much to be thankful for. Yes, Stevie Ray is one of them other ones. Yep. Chaos says, just at work doing some things in my classroom while I got you on the phone. Ready for the 4-day weekend. Right on, Chaos. Yes, it's going to be a good 4-day. Chaos is, if you guys don't know, Christopher Chaos has a military-themed YouTube channel. And if you guys are interested in military-type stuff, he does a lot of videos, live streams, stuff like that, along the, with the military stuff, about lots of different topics. So if you guys are interested at all in that, head on over there. Chaos is getting mighty close to the 100,000 mark, so head on over there. Hit up his channel if you're interested in military-type stuff. Very informative. Patty says, snow forecast this weekend, allegedly. Really busy still. Temperatures have been unseasonably warm. Then temperatures drop to below freezing. Yeah, ours have been kind of all over the place as well. Yesterday it was about 60-something degrees. Today it's 30s. Looks like it could snow. I don't know what's going on. But that's our fall. It's our weird fall weather. around here. Harry Dude says, try 4 a.m. here. Sorry, dude. I was off by a couple hours. Edad says, have you fine-tuned your neck routing jig for bass? No, I have not. I basically need to rebuild the entire thing in order to get it to work for the bass. It is a bass neck will not fit in it. I need to basically start from scratch. And honestly, I'm not looking forward to that. Watch and learn. Come visit, and I will bring you gold panning. Ooh, that'd be cool. Neptune says, I would love to look for gold, but all we have here in Texas is mud. I've never found even a single bit, but it is kind of fun to sit in a stream that, you know is in gold area or former gold area and just, pan around and think you're going to find a little something. I've never found anything. It's fun, though. Spike says, Jeff, I can hook you up. Spike's prospecting equipment channel. I'm going to have to check it out. Because that would be awesome. Sean says, Chaos, what is your channel? I'll check it out and throw some support your way. Right on. I think it's just Christopher Chaos, right, dude? Jimmy, hi from Canada. I wish you all the best. Thanks, Jimmy. I wish you the best too, my friend. Oh, Chaos says, it's just my name like it is here. Search Christopher Chaos and you will find me. Yeah. Right on, right on. Cool. Well, guys, do you guys have any last minute? I need a drink. My throat's like this whole time, I haven't even taken a drink. My throat's a little parched. Anyway, guys, we are well, we're here at the hour mark, and I got to get back to sand and bubbles. So I'm gonna throw it out there. Any last minute questions, comments, suggestions? What about here's something I want you guys to leave over here, and you don't have to right now. You can leave it after the fact. Chaos said, oh, hold on here. Chaos says, any Thanksgiving themed videos coming out? Negative, my friend. I kind of behind on the holiday stuff this year as far as videos and that sort of thing. Yeah, I'm slacking on that. I really I wanted to do a Halloween video, didn't get to that. Yeah, yeah. It's just been challenging to try to get caught up to with the holidays. It seems like as soon as we get one done, there's another one. So I'm sorry to say that I have no Thanksgiving themed video coming out. Oh well. So anyway, yep, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. See. Leave your suggestions. What have you guys been watching? What have you been watching lately? Any sort of what channels? Yeah. Seems as though my suggestions have all come to an end. Not an end, but there for a long time I was getting really cool videos popping up in the suggested feed, but now it seems like the same stuff. Of course, that's the algorithm, right? That's how it works. I need some new suggestions, some channel suggestions. So let me know what you guys are recommending over here. And with that being said, Neptune says, everyone have a happy Thanksgiving, especially Jeff, Gene, and Haley. Thank you, my friend. Chaos says, maybe a Christmas one then. Wood Christmas tree, wooden Santa. Something like that. Neptune says, 3D printing. 3D printed Christmas project. I'm going to think about it. Because there's still time. But anyway, guys, let's wrap this up. I got to get back to it. See if I can get rid of these awful bubbles here. And get some more clear coat sprayed on this stuff. So, you guys, I want to wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving. To those of you, well, I mean in the U.S. anyway. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I don't care where you're from. Tomorrow here in the U.S. is our Thanksgiving, and we all of us, no matter the country you're in, we all have so much to be thankful for. And just take a minute, even if you're not in a Thanksgiving area, or an area where we're celebrating Thanksgiving. Just take a minute, think about all the stuff that we all have to be thankful for. I'm thankful for all of you guys, for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me, just a guy in his little workshop trying to build stuff and share it with you guys. Well, thank you. I'm so thankful to have awesome friends like you. So, anyway, guys, Harry Dude says, stay well, everyone. Catch you next week. Jimmy says, you will be back here in 2 weeks. That is correct. 2 weeks from today, I don't know what that is, will be the next YouTube. Let's figure this out real quick. So, today's the 24th. Next Wednesday is December 1st. That'll be a Facebook Live. And then Wednesday, December 8th, that's my brother's birthday. We'll be back here on the tubes, on the old YouTubes at 9 a.m. So the 8th, yes, every 2 weeks. And then the in-between one is over on Facebook. So there you have it. Right on, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Stay well. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. We're going to wrap this up. And till next time, hope you guys all have an amazing week. Hope you guys get a few minutes to spend some time with your loved ones, family, friends, and also get out in your workshops or wherever your workspace is and go build some cool stuff. Get a few minutes. I hope you get some time to work on something that you've been wanting to work on, and share it with all of us. Share that with us next time around. So thanks, guys. Stay safe. Stay well. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next time. Look at that. I'm trying to hit the button. It's like right there in the middle on my screen. It didn't work.